Hey, everybody. It's time for Whiskey Quickie.
Yes.
And it is the one that you've been looking forward to all year long.
Me?
I know I have been. I'm talking to the fans, but
I am excited.
we're always excited. Shout out to our friends over at Buffalo Trace and Sazerac for being so gracious with giving us a sample pack of this year's Buffalo Trace Antique Collection.
Yeah, for a second we were like, are we getting any? Or
We've been ousted.
Did we get cut?
We didn't make the cut this year.
Yep.
They stepped it up to look at this packaging.
Yeah, it's got nice wooden box with foam inserts and really beautiful sample bottles. Yeah, they really outdid themselves this year.
Sample bottles of the past used to be these little plastic things with you'd have an Avery printer that just put right on top of it. It would be more something that we would do. Now they've definitely upped their game with it.
Yeah, they've gotten some traction over the years. So now they can.
As soon as they opened that new visitor center, their whole world changed over there.
That's right.
All right, so this is the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. This is their pride and joy, maybe what we feel is the pride and joy that comes out of this distillery. It's always some of the best whiskey that does come out, and we're going to be reviewing all 5 of them in small little different segments. And the first one up, what'd you pour for us here?
Eagle Rare 10.
Well, it's 101.
101.
101. Yeah. So this year, this is the 2024 edition of Eagle Rare 17. So it's bottled at its initial strength of 101 proof, and that's in tribute to the original Eagle Rare brand that launched back in 1975. And this year's Eagle Rare bourbon was distilled in the spring of 2007, which makes this 17 years and 4 months old.
Dang. This one's been, ever since they bumped the proof up, it's always been one of my favorites every year.
It's always been one of my favorites. I agree. And also retail price on all these, $149.99.
Oh, they go up? I thought they were like 99.
So last year, I believe they were $149.99. We mistakenly said $99.99 because I didn't read the press release. So $150. Good luck. Happy hunting.
Still fair price.
Yeah, very fair. Very fair. All right, well, here we go. Eagle Rare 17. On with the nose. Cherry.
Yeah, it's got that nice like cherry, but also like oak tea kind of like, I don't know. There's a lot of chocolate, oak, summer tea kind of flavors going on.
You've been saying oak tea a lot.
I know.
Recently.
Yeah. I feel like get these older whiskeys, they kind of get that, it's sweet oak, but it has like a, I don't know, a tea kind of flavor to it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. And
I thought you were going to say it's like missing the punch.
It might be all the Zins and Alanis I've been doing, messing up.
You've been really messing up your
Makes
sinuses.
the oak taste like tea.
the blender's choice.
That's right.
All right, well, on with the taste here.
Got some like chocolate covered strawberries, raspberries, cherries. Very decadent, rich. A little light, but light on the front, but in the back it's got this nice like oak spice. It's not like spicy, but it's got like a little oak spice. Yeah.
If you would have told me this is a wheated, have you tried it?
Yeah.
Is that
it has that real
texture?
Creamy, fruity texture.
That's probably what I would attribute it to, but this is fantastic. This is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah, that's I can guzzle that.
Yeah, it is really good. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's rate it then.
Nose, thumbs up.
And the taste.
Thumbs up.
And the finish.
Thumbs up. Really good. Home run.
Yeah, I agree. I can't wait to see what's next. That is our review for 2024 edition of Eagle Rare 17.
Hope you found it.
Yeah. Hang tight. We'll be back with the next one. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. And it is another Whiskey Quickie. I mean, of course, this is all one Whiskey Quickie. I don't know why I keep saying it, but the next one up is the crowd favorite. I don't know. It's the one that they made it feel like the crowd favorite because it's the Weller line.
Yeah. I mean, this used to be like absolutely no question my favorite every year. The past couple years, Eagle Rare has taken that reign for me, but I'm excited to see it because I really do like these older wheaters. Everybody likes wheated bourbon.
They sure do. And the 2024 William Larue Weller bourbon has aged over 12 years. It says on the lower floor of a rick house. Okay, up to your interpretation.
Means less than 5.
Yeah. And at a barrel entry proof of 114. And this year's is, of course, always uncut, unfiltered, wheated recipe that is hand bottled at 125.8 proof and honors Mr. W.L. Weller, who pioneered the wheated bourbon recipe. substituting wheat for the traditional rye grain.
And we're learning about all his like cousins and family members.
Daniel
with all
Weller. I mean, they keep coming out of the woodwork. It's
I
like
know.
winning the lottery.
Wish I was a Weller. I'd get my own release.
I'd be like, hold on now. I think we can make one of these too.
Yep. All right.
Here we go. On with the nose.
All right. It's kind of got every Buffalo Trace product has that like cherry.
It does.
It must have something to do with the yeast or that they use. But I'm not smart enough to tell you why. My 1 week certification class at Moonshine.
It only got you so far.
It only got me so far. But this one's a lot of cherry, but almost on the like cherry medicinal side for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like and some cherry cola kind of flavors.
I like cherry colas.
Yeah.
Though. I'm not a big soda fan much anymore, but I do remember crushing some cherry colas back in the day.
That's right. Go to the freestyle and get cherry, vanilla, and all the.
I didn't really like the vanilla.
Yeah.
The vanilla Cokes.
I did.
Not a fan. Not a fan. All right. Well, here, on with the taste.
Okay. A little creamy. Cherry's obviously there, but it's a little bit more cinnamony to me on the finish. A ton of cinnamon.
Yeah, I was going to say, even
cinnamon and spice, like hot tamale red candies, which I normally don't get them out of these older Wellers.
Yeah. Honestly, it was kind of hard to find anything that
I know. It was like,
I wouldn't say enjoyable, but that really stood out. And it was just kind of okay. If you would have put this in a lineup, I'd have been like, all right, thanks. But it doesn't drink like 126 proof. I guess that's a redeeming quality.
Yeah, it's just cherry up front, a little creaminess on the front, but the back end is just really throwing it off balance with a lot of that cinnamon hot red candy. That I mean, don't get me wrong, it's enjoyable, but I just want more out of it. Especially coming off the Eagle Rare. I thought the Eagle Rare was
it was really good.
Really good.
Kind of hard to set that bar and keep going that direction, isn't it?
Yep.
All right, well, let's go ahead and let's rate it. So on the nose.
Thumbs up. I thought it was okay.
I was going like the sideways thumbs up.
Yeah.
All right, and on the taste.
Sideways.
That's harsh. And on the finish.
Sideways. I expect more out of these. It's not that it's bad. It's just, you have such high expectations when you get one of these that
people are paying $800 to $1,000 for a bottle. They probably want to be wowed, don't they?
Yeah, if I get lucky stum on one right now, I'm picking the Eagle Rare.
All right, so if I'm gonna have to guess, Larue Weller is not going to make it the top 1 or 2 this year, but we'll see.
We'll see.
There's still more to come. Let's stick around. That is our review of the 2024 Larue Weller. It's time for my favorite, which is George T. Stagg. This is something that I remember just Stagg Jr., back when it was called Stagg Jr. That was one of the first bottles that I actually typically hunted for most of the time.
Yeah, you love your tannins.
I sure do.
And your heat.
It is something else. And I just realized that you're going a different order for us this year. You're going Eagle Rare, high proof bourbons, and then we're going Ryes last.
Yeah, I don't know. Just what I was feeling today.
It's okay. I like to switch up. We usually try to figure out if we go age to the highest age or whether we go proof. And this year you went a different route. So I enjoy it. You keep me surprised. It's like dating somebody. You're like, I feel like I know everything about you already. Just show me something new.
Exactly. I went lowest to highest in proof from the bourbons, lowest to highest in the Ryes. So
okay.
Yeah.
There is a method to the madness. So this review of the 2024 George T. Stagg, this, of course, was released in 2002 in a response to the consumer request for well-aged barrel-strength whiskey. And this Kentucky Straight Bourbon whiskey is known for its bold character, reminiscent of its namesake for the original purchaser of the OFC distillery, which is now famously recognized as Buffalo Trace. And this year's George T. Stagg sits at 136.1 proof and is comprised of barrels aged more than 15 years and 2 months old.
All right. 15. I like it.
Yes. There we go. On with the taste.
You mean the nose?
Sorry. Gosh, I'm all over the place. On with the nose.
It's got that nice perfumey sweet oak tannin.
I get more out of this than I did with the Weller. That's for sure.
It's almost got some like nice floral aspects to it.
Yeah.
That like flowers, florals, potpourri. Not like potpourri, but I don't know.
I mean, I get some sweet oak. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to get that tattooed on my back.
I really like the nose.
Yeah. I'm going to get it tattooed like a jersey, put my name on the back. It's going to say Sweet Oak across my shoulders.
I think you should put it on your neck.
Just like when I pull down my shirt, be like, or it'd say no regrets. It says Sweet Oak.
That's right.
All right, on with the taste.
Oh, there it is.
That's good.
Yeah, it's got some like grape Kool-Aid flavors, some slushy flavors, but then into that really rich tannins, that leathery tobacco, what you expect out of a real high-aged Kentucky bourbon.
I think the proof matches with it as well.
Yeah,
you feel it. You feel the hug coming down. I can still feel it kind of like just seeping in my chest right now.
Yeah, but that's compared to the Larue Weller, like that one was much more spicier on the finish. This is just more rich, decadent. I mean, granted, it does have proof, but like it's not spicy because of the proof. I don't know. It's really well done.
Yeah, I kind of want to start judging all his whiskey cookies now based on the Kentucky hug factor. Like how much does it feel like going down to the middle of your chest?
A grip rating 1 through 4.
Yeah, or your slushy rating. How about that?
That's right.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's rate this. So on the nose,
thumbs up.
And on the taste,
thumbs up.
And on the finish,
thumbs up.
Oof, this
one's good.
This is a hard one to beat.
Eagle Rare's got some
competition
I don't know,
now.
I'm
at the side by side.
I got a decision now.
Yeah. Well, we gotta try them in side by side before people come in here and steal it from us anyway.
I know. All of our great team members here were excited for us to review this so they could have the samples afterwards.
Yes,
it'd be funny if we just finish them. Like, sorry guys,
no seconds. That's it, y'all.
Yep.
All right, so that's a review of the George T. Stagg bourbon from 2024. All right, Rise coming up next. Well, you're not done with us just yet because we still have to get on with the Rise. And this one, Sazerac Rye, 18 year. This used to be one of my favorites.
Yeah. I feel like
pre-tank days, it was really great. There was a few years when I had a kind of a lull that kind of had this like mildewy taste or flavor to it. And then the past few years, it was very redeeming and was always coming up at least my top 2 or 3.
Yeah, I feel like last year it really redeemed itself, but I don't know. All my years are kind of mushing together. I don't know.
You are getting old, and we've been in this game now 10 years.
Oh my gosh.
Doing this podcast. Well, almost 10 years. That'll be March of 25.
That's a lot of sampling.
It is a lot of sampling.
Well,
you think we're professionals by now, right?
Somewhat.
Anyway, so Sazerac 18. This is bottled 18 years and 5 months old, named after the official cocktail of New Orleans. So the 2024 Sazerac 18-year-old straight rye whiskey has, never mind, it has scents of whatever. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to tell you it's 18 years old, $150. What's the proof on it? It didn't say this on the press release.
90.
90 proof. There we go. The lowest of all.
So it's going to be smooth.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, on with the nose. Oh, that's good.
Ooh, that's really good.
That's just, I mean, if you thought of the word antique, like that's what comes to my mind.
It's got some nice, like, smells like a candy store with citrus candies and like gumdrops. And I feel like I was in this candy store in Chicago. I can't remember what it's called, Sugar Stop or something, Sugar, whatever.
It
reminds me of this.
You get charged by the pound?
Yeah, exactly.
By the ounce that you put in.
Yeah, you just put a plastic bag and put on a scale and you're like how's that $20 for 10 gummy worms?
If we should have stopped at Speedway before we came. Yeah. All right. Well, it's a good nose. All right. On with the taste.
It's got like a ton of custard.
God.
Like lemon, blueberry, whoopie pies. Like, have you ever had a whoopie pie from Maine where it's like...
That didn't even come to my purview here, but that's great.
Yeah, so you have like these blueberry lemon like cakes, cupcake tops with cream in the middle. I don't know, this... Oh, man.
That is exquisite.
And you got this nice sweet oak on the finish. I mean, I'm really struggling because
it's hard to go
really
from...
love Eagle Rare, love Stagg, but this one has a wow factor to it for me.
At 90 proof, I'm floored.
Yeah, same.
Most people, like, I think you need to not go in with this one first. This was one that was great for a build-up just because it has a lot of qualities that you're kind of like, the high proof ones are kind of hitting you, but this one, I mean, it's just It's not. There's no Kentucky hug factor, but I mean, it just hits on all the right cylinders.
Yeah. It almost tastes like a summer cocktail. Like you could just
don't say crush it because that's an expensive crush.
Not if you get it at retail.
There you go. All right, so let's go ahead and let's rate it. So on the nose,
Man, 2 thumbs up. That's been my favorite nose for sure.
It is good, and the taste.
2 thumbs up. Favorite palate, and the finish. I'll just give it 1 thumb because
1 thumb. Okay,
but it's. I mean, so far that's been my favorite.
It's really good. All right, well that's a review. Sazerac 18 year. We got one more left. Thomas H. Handy. All right, we're wrapping this up. We're calling in the anchor man. His name's Thomas H. Handy. And we're going to wrap up with that as a part of the Buffalo Trace Antique
Ron
collection.
Burgundy?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah. I mean, Handy, you feel bad for him because he's got like 4 older brothers that are just like, and he's always like the one that's on JV and they're all on varsity. But I don't know. I thought last year Handy was actually really good. So,
yeah, it's one of these that it kind of is a little bit of a misnomer in this line because a lot of them are known for high age, high proof. Now, this is definitely high proof, but it doesn't have the age statement coming along with it. But it is something that people love to get, and it makes a great cocktail for this exact reason, because the team at Buffalo Trace, they filled these barrels of the Thomas H. Handy Sazerac Straight Rye Whiskey at 125 proof around 6 years ago. And this is now 127.2 proof in this year's offering, which is up a little bit from last year's 125. But this was inspired by the bartender who first used rye whiskey in the original Sazerac cocktail. And so Thomas H. Handy is bottled directly from the barrel, honoring its traditional method from over a century ago.
I wonder I guess they did a cost average over the 5, and they're like, well, we got a 17 or 15 year and we got 6 year.
We got a 10-year delta here. We got to.
They're all 150.
Yes.
Yeah.
Smart idea.
Yeah.
That's a smart idea. Well, let's go ahead. Let's dive in. 2024 Thomas H. Handy with the nose.
It's got some spearmint.
Yeah.
Some nice, like, Andes chocolate kind of vibes going. That chocolate minty kind of thing.
I didn't get that until you said it, but I can see it now.
I have mind power suggestion.
Yeah, it is very good at what you're able to conjure up over there. Well, let's go ahead. On with the taste. You're up first. You know what you're doing.
Okay. A lot of mint, a lot of kind of piney notes, lemon. Then it has like a kind of almost, I hate to say it, but like grassy kind of quality.
Lemongrass.
Yeah, like lemongrass.
That's what I would kind of go with, which isn't far-fetched for a rye whiskey.
No, not at all.
Like that is totally on profile of what a rye whiskey should be.
And then the finish is just really a lot of cinnamon spices, a lot of baking spice, clove, nutmeg, all those.
If you want that punch, that wow factor after the 90 proof 18 year, well, this is what it is.
Yeah. This will make good for cocktails.
It's going to make a damn good Sazerac, wouldn't it?
That's right.
It sure shit would. All right, well, let's go ahead and let's rate this. So what'd you feel like it was on the nose?
Those I actually kind of liked, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, on the taste?
Sideways. It had some promise, but then there's like this weird piney, lemongrassy kind of note that just didn't feel right to me.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed it because it felt so wildly different than the rest of them.
It is funkier than normal.
That's what I was like. I don't know how many handies that I've had that taste like this. So, all the years past we've tried it, it's all been pretty typical. It's had that sort of like, in your words, that kind of like rock candy, cinnamon flavor going on. But this one, it did have this sort of funkiness, which is, it's fun. It's different. It's unique.
All right. We'll go fun. Thumbs up.
There we go. And the finish. If you wanted to feel it,
yeah.
Did you feel it?
I feel it.
All right, you felt it.
I feel it.
There
Finish is good.
We'll give it 3 thumbs up there. All right, that's our review of Thomas H. Handy. Stick around. We'll give our thoughts and our wrap up here shortly. All right, so we took a minute to reconvene, talk about some things. I poured a little bit of the George T. Stagg because I'm kind of I'm flip-flopping back and forth trying to figure out what are my kind of like the order that I'd go in for this year. And it's going to be tough. I can tell you that right now. What'd you enjoy the most this year?
Initially,
besides getting the samples.
out the bat, the Eagle Rare and the Sazerac 18 were standouts for me. I'm revisiting the Stagg myself, and I still think the Eagle Rare and Saz 18 are the top two for me. But I feel like the Saz 18 is just like kind of like a showstopper for me. Like it's like just has so much going on, a lot of flavor, even at that lower proof. The Eagle Rare is awesome. The Stagg's really good. The Larue Weller and Handies were kind of just like okay for me.
Very rare that we align on a lot of things because I had this like, I love Stagg. I'm a fanboy of it. I've always loved it. And I had to go back and try to figure out, can this even compete with everything I like on the opposite side of it? And I'll go with you. My number one, it's going to be Saz 18.
Yep.
I think it would just, it's rich, it's decadent. It is something that you should, I'm not going to say cherish, but it's not going to have the same kind of compounding quality that a George T. Stagg or William Weller's going to have, where it's going to like punch you.
It's not
like,
the umph.
It's not going to umph, but I mean, it's like if you want a really good aged whiskey, that's going to be the one this year.
Yeah, the Stagg's good. It's a little woody. Like I'm just criticizing it against the 18. Is like it's a little woody, a little too one-dimensional for me. Whereas the Saz 18 has like so many flavors going on. It's like it's really really good this year.
All right, your number two, same
Eagle
as my
Rare.
number two. Yeah, Eagle Rare.
Yep.
I thought it was great. We didn't have to go back to it, even on the first sip. The past few years, Eagle Rare at 101 at 17 years has just been crushing it. I mean, it's just been so good.
So that was third. Okay.
Well, that was second. So your third, who are you going with?
Stagg.
Stagg.
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah, Stagg, and then like crazily enough, I'm gonna go Handy, and then William Larue Weller. Like I just was really disappointed in the William Weller.
There just wasn't much there.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say. I mean, there just wasn't a whole lot of wow factor to it. Fine, give me a little bit more just to kind of, have a last redeeming sip to it. But I agree. In regards of just like either shocking, we live we're in a very unique opportunity because not everybody's going to get a chance to try all these side by side. If you get a chance to probably just try William Larue Weller by itself compared to a bunch of other ones, it's probably going to sit,
yeah, it's probably going to stand out
everything
amongst
else.
a lot of other whiskeys, but just amongst these.
That's our ranking. So kind of interesting how this year's panned out. I mean, for us, William Larue Weller has kind of fallen off the rankings a little bit in the past few years.
Still just not there.
It's just still a little kind of plain.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's just unfortunate, but
it is unfortunate. But it's
not unfortunate.
It's not
but
unfortunate. It's delicious. It's
it
still
is-
great whiskey.
It is great.
That's what I was like. We're splitting hairs over here because it's like you can't eat filet mignon every night, so you got to just switch it up a little bit. And thankfully,
I'm a ribeye, guys.
I'm kidding. I'm the filet guy.
Yep.
Well, Ryan, me and you agreed on pretty much our rankings this year, so that's a first.
Probably. Yeah. Normally, I always got to fight you on shit.
All right. Well, that is going to be our review of the 2024 Buffalo Trace Antique Collection. I hope you enjoyed what we put together today. Thank you again to Sazerac who sent us these samples. We're very appreciative of being able to do that and be able to send it out to you all. And hopefully, may the hunting gods be ever on your side.
Hopefully you show up one day and it's just sitting on the shelf and you're like, oh, it's there.
There we go.
Yep.
And Kenny and Ryan said Sazerac 18 is the best, so I'm going to choose that one this year in the lottery.
There's probably the least of those, if I had to guess.
It usually is, but
Yeah.
it is delicious.
It is.
Well, with that, cheers, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Toodles.